Hello my Camino friends and welcome to my channel. And first of all, I'd like to start with saying thank you for all the support, kind words and donations that I've been getting from you. It means a lot. Camino de Santiago, a journey I personally dreamt of for over 5 years before I could actually do it. A journey like no other, an adventure that challenged me and challenges thousands of people each year in so many ways. And no matter how much you train and how well you think you're prepared for your Camino, you can't foresee all the challenges and difficulties that might come your way. First of all, it's physically challenging. Blisters, aching muscles, and fatigue from walking for 20-30 kilometers a day for days and weeks on end. Let's not forget the weather that can be extremely unpredictable. Depending on the Camino and the time of the year you're walking, it can be wet, windy, cold, or extremely hot. And apart from physical hardships, it's mentally and emotionally challenging. And depending on the Camino, it can be very lonely. Walking in solitude for hours on end, facing the uncertainties of the road and wrestling with your own thoughts can be incredibly daunting. There is also practical challenges on the Camino, like looking for accommodations, food and water, making sure you are staying on course, living out of your backpack for days or weeks, getting uncomfortable in some ways, like staying at albergues, sharing accommodation and bathroom with strangers. This is my first room at an albergue. I have the bunk bed, the top bunk. We have a little sink, a window, a little bench, and that's it, that's our room. And these are just a few difficulties that you might encounter on the Camino. And I don't want to sound pessimistic, but almost every person that I have spoken to about the Camino has experienced some sort of difficulty or challenge. And yet, despite all these difficulties and challenges that we have to overcome, I haven't met one single person who would be like, walking Camino de Santiago? Never again. So what is it so magical and special about Camino de Santiago that most of us want to come back again and again and again? I've met people who walked 30, 40, 50 Caminos. I've met people who would be walking 3-4 months on end, stepping out of their home somewhere in Europe and walking towards Santiago de Compostela. So why, considering there is so many other beautiful places in the world to see, so many of us prefer to come back and walk the Camino again and again and again? So I decided to call this episode the Camino Paradox. And the first beauty of the Camino that I would like to talk about is the simplicity of life on the Camino. For most of us, the life and the routine on the Camino is very different from the one we're used to back home. The days on the Camino are very simple. You wake up, brush your teeth, take care of your feet, get dressed, have breakfast, and you just start walking. And all you have to worry about that day is to make sure you're walking in the right direction and where you're gonna sleep tonight and what you're gonna eat. That's it. There's no schedules, no deadlines, only the path ahead. And another way the simplicity unfolds on the Camino is when it comes to people. On the Camino, everybody is equal. Meeting people, it absolutely doesn't matter what you do in life, where and how you live, how well off you are. You're all equal. You're pilgrims. Life on the Camino is stripped down to its essence, allowing you to rediscover what truly matters, taking care of your mind and body, connection with yourself and the world around you, community, and the beauty of the present moment. The second magical thing about the Camino is the concept of slow travel. Walking through the country gives you a completely different perception of it, comparing to a more traditional traveling, like visiting bigger and popular touristy places. When you're on the Camino, you're basically walking through locals' backyards, and you can see people, you can meet people, you can see real life. You can see the country from the inside. I don't like walking into the big cities, but I love walking out of the big cities because it gives you a chance to see how everything changes, how nice and pretty the historical center is, and how it gets more and more rural and less maintained, and then it becomes a village. When I walked my first Camino in September 2022, that wasn't my first time in Spain. I had already visited Spain several times before, but that was the first time I truly fell in love with Spain, because walking through the country gave me a completely different feeling, a completely different perception. And I told to myself, that's a country I would definitely retire in. I just want to say, Camino gives us an opportunity to slow down, notice life around you, notice the beauty of the world, and enjoy the little pleasures of life. It's beautiful, eh, Bogdan?
Yes, but the sun is rocking.
To me, the purpose of the Camino is to really slow down and be able to slow down and stop somewhere and just look at it and be like, wow. To notice this beauty, you know, to find the beauty even in simple crops, in simple fields, in the lighting. Be alone like this. The third magical thing about the Camino is the sense of community. And despite differences in languages, backgrounds, and cultures, it's so easy to connect with people on the Camino because, first of all, you share the same values to begin with, and you also share the same goal, reaching Santiago. The friendships I made on the Camino are unlike any other. There is something magical about the bond that forms when you're walking side by side with fellow pilgrims, supporting each other every step of the way. The best thing that happened to me on my first Camino was being part of the Camino family, and I'm so blessed that I had a chance to experience that.
And they'll time everything. The people.
Say hi!
Hey! Buen Camino. Buen Camino. Camino.
Our Camino family formed on the Camino Primitivo, and we spent 1 week together, walking, going to bed together, waking up together, sharing meals, sharing everything. We had people from Canada, USA, Germany, Spain, Argentina, Czech Republic, and some of us didn't even speak the same language. And yet, by the end of the Camino, we knew each other so well, and I was always very surprised how it was so easy to connect with complete strangers and get along so well with complete strangers, much better than with some people in your normal everyday to-day life. And probably the greatest magic that Camino provides is the transformation that takes place within. A Camino is a journey of self-discovery, healing, and growth. The Camino provides a healing space for those seeking closure or a fresh start or looking for answers. Whether recovering from a loss, navigating life transitions, or seeking answers to personal challenges, the pilgrimage offers a supportive environment for healing and reflection. As you walk mile after mile, being challenged both physically and emotionally, forced to confront your fears, limitations, and inner thoughts, shedding the layers of ego and illusion, you emerge from the Camino a changed person, more fully alive, more deeply connected, and more authentically yourself. I feel very emotional because I feel so happy and I feel so blessed that I'm doing it. I feel proud of myself. I feel so grateful that everything is just going so well. I've had some tears, happy tears in my eyes today, just because I'm amazed. I'm amazed with how everything is going, and I'm so grateful to this life. I'm so grateful to this world that it's very kind to me. I see kindness in people. Kindness is everywhere. And some people come on the Camino to specifically look for a sense of purpose, to find their purpose, to reconnect with themselves, to focus on their life, to reevaluate their life. And Camino provides that. And last but not least, Camino gives a sense of adventure. Because for most of us, our normal everyday to-day life is a certain routine. And some of us, at some points in life, we find ourselves living in a Groundhog Day. Therefore, for some, the thrill of the Camino is about the beauty of the unexpected. Imagine you're doing pretty much the same things every day, and life on the Camino is completely different. You are doing things you've never done before. You're walking all day long. You're meeting new people. You're trying new foods. You're visiting places the way you have never done it before. You're facing challenges that you've never faced before. And also, you might notice some miracles. You see people from unexpected angles. You see human kindness and compassion and values that we sometimes don't practice in normal life. You see people's hearts. You see real life. And it's the joy of discovery and adventure that makes people come back. In the end, the Camino Paradox remains a beautiful enigma, a journey that simultaneously challenges and inspires, humbles and uplifts. Whether you walk for religious reasons, personal growth, or simply the love of adventure, the Camino de Santiago offers something truly magical to all who embark on its path. And I'd love you to share with me and everybody else in the comments below, what is it so magical about the Camino? What is it so special? What makes you to want to come back again and again and again? Buen Camino, everybody.